Okay, folks, welcome back. Today we're going to be rating in form of a tier list the first two series of the entire nation's favourite TV sitcom, Still Game. Now, this is part one. If we did all the series in a one go, we'd probably be here till next week. But for now, we'll just do series 1 and 2, see what sort of response we get, and we'll release any future videos with the latter series in due course. Now, look who it is now. We've got Lawrence, Lowell, and Bowen today. Now, as we don't have a stream today, I've managed to persuade these three fine gentlemen to come on and help me give their opinions because they are also Still Game fanatics. So, first of all, we've got Goggsy of Goggsy 99 fame. We've got Frazqwandro.
Oh.
And we've also got Stevie Wheels as well, aka A Different View.
How you doing, mate? All right?
Yeah, good. Thanks for asking, mate. So links of all these guys are in the description. Fraz, I'm led to believe you're also making a channel at some point as well, but
It's in the pipeline.
Links in the other two are in the description. So go and subscribe to them as well. I'm sure they would appreciate that. So without further ado, let's just get into it. So we have 5 sections. We've got the best, which is This is the Bollocks. We've also got, just underneath that, we've got Smashing, which is just a fairly decent, good episode. We've got Naineth Danger, which is the sort of mid-ground where it's not bad, but not great. We've got That's Plenty, which is verging on being quite bad. And then we've got, Turn That Shite Off, Jack, which just means it's absolute pish. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go where it all kicked off. We're Series 1, Episode 1, which is called Flitting. Now, I've got a little description on all the episodes, so I'll just refresh your memories. Now, the first few series of Still Game used the Scottish lingo for the episode. However, when it went down to about, I think it was Series 4 onwards, it went to the English equivalent because obviously it branched out to the whole of the BBC UK-wide rather than BBC Scotland. However, first series starts with the Scottish equivalent. We've got Episode 1, Flitting. Jack's life is increasingly miserable due to antisocial neighbours. He is keen to move but can't find a house. Meanwhile, Jack and Victor's friend Winston is teaching his grandson how to fight for an up-and-coming boxing match. What are we thinking, boys?
I think because it's the first one and it started the trend, I'm putting a shout out for Smashing.
Yeah, I'm going for Smashing as well. Like, I completely forgot about the grandson going for the boxing.
Okay.
I'm going to be difficult here. It's like, I mean, I do watch a lot of sitcoms and a lot of like TV series. It's probably one of the ones that, you know, even though it is the first one, it's not an iconic pilot. It's not one that you constantly remember. I mean, like Friends, for example, when you know, Rachel comes in with a wedding dress and How I Met Your Mother, you know, they meet Robin and all that. So I'm just going to go mid-ground and say Naineth Danger. It wasn't great, but wasn't that bad that, you know, they stopped it.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one, Fraz. I think in terms of the whole series, I found it was like it was a completely different show to the rest of the series. Did you get that?
I think I would agree with that. Like, you see, like obviously in the more earlier ones, you do start to find more continuity issues. You know, like going forwards. But it felt different. It felt more chewing the fat Still Game than it did Still Game on its own.
That's a shout. Yeah. What we'll do, so we're in the middle just now. I would agree with Fraz, and I think we should go in the middle. I don't know, Goggsy and Stevie, are you all right with that?
I'm happy with keeping it in the middle for the time being because I'm pretty sure we've got more.
Perfect. We can have a look at it later and decide what we want.
Yeah.
Okay. Naineth Danger in the middle. Okay. Episode 2, we've got Family. Now, Victor is awaiting a visit from his son John, who now lives in Johannesburg. But when John leaves a message on Victor's answering machine, a crucial part of the message is inaudible due to background noise. Jack and Victor set out to discover what it says with the help of their friend Shug. Meanwhile, Winston gets injured in a fight with Peggy at the butcher's over who gets the last jig at chops. Thoughts?
That is a classic. I love most of the first season, so
yeah.
But I just think the two of them battling it for the last chop's just amazing.
Yeah, I think that carries it up to at least Nina Danger for me. But I can't remember anything else that happened in the episode.
Like, the only thing I remember, because it happens every time that you're talking about time, and you go, off two.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. That's such an iconic part. It's like,
that's
half three, half four, you silly bastard.
That's probably the thing, though. Like, I remember, like, obviously, season, like, as we said about episode 1, it was iconic. But there wasn't a lot of iconic quotes in it. Whereas, like this episode, they start bashing out quotes that you can actually remember off the top of your head. So I think for that, I'm going to say smashing.
Okay. Goggsy, what are you thinking?
I'm going to go with Nina's Danger for this one.
Nina's Danger. Okay, Stevie?
It's got to go into smashing for me.
Smash it. I'm going smashing as well. I think the bit where they're sitting in Shug's house that's in the picture here, where they're sitting in there and they're taking the Mickey out of the answering machine. It's like, oh, look at this up-to-date, modern piece of shit. I think, where does the coal go? Yeah, I think
that's smashing, Shug.
So, sorry, Goggsy, I think you've been outvoted on this one.
That's fine, mate. I'm happy with that.
Smashing. Okay, so we've got the Perma Grip Souls episode called. Probably one of the most iconic quotes from any of the series. So the residents of Craig Lang are experiencing one of the coldest winter in years when Winston offers a solution: free electricity by tampering with the meter. Gradually, a number of locals accept Winston's help, but Victor takes the moral high ground and refuses to participate in such an illicit scheme.
I think this is the start of this is the Bollocks one. This one's like proper like iconic, and obviously we're getting into colder conditions in January, so everyone starts reciting the famous line that you started there with Ross, and it comes on your like Facebook and Twitter and all that. So for me, this is very iconic. So I'm gonna go top tier. This is the Bollocks.
Yeah,
okay. Stevie, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking this is a Bollocks as well, just because, as Fraz says, there's so many quotable lines for that. And I've even seen the Timpsons one getting quoted today with some of the boys that I know fair here. So it's absolutely timeless. Do you know what I mean? So it's got to go in this as a Bollocks for me.
Goggsy, are you with that as well?
Yeah. 100%.
See, I would put it in smashing, but I've been outvoted, so that's fine. I'll go with that. So this is the Bollocks for called. So the first one that's made the top tier so far. Okay, episode 4, Courting. Now, Jack asks Barbara, the woman from the charity shop, to go out with him, leaving Victor lonely and resentful of his friend's new romance. Meanwhile, Winston gets barred from the Klansmen and goes in search of other ways to spend his leisure time.
Is this the introduction of Edith as well?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is.
Pentagus! Sorry.
A brilliant character.
Yes.
She in herself became quite iconic. Maureen Carr, that played Edith. That's the thing. A lot of people just expect her to look like that in real life, but if you actually see her, she's a lovely wee woman. I've seen her on the stage a couple of times. But I'm really unsure about the episode, though. I'm probably going to have to knock this one down, probably to the bottom tier, actually. It's probably one of my least favourite in the season, to be fair.
Yeah. I think, it's not as iconic as the other episodes, to be honest with you. I think, obviously the introduction of Edith is quite good, but I think the storyline's not great. However, I think Winston getting barred out the Klansman's probably a better story rather than the actual story.
The subplot.
Yeah. I think I would go with That's Plenty. I don't know. Fraz, you've went with that's shite, Jack, turn it off. Goggsy, what have you went with?
I'm going to go with That's Plenty as well.
That's Plenty. Stevie,
I think That's Plenty, and I think only That's Plenty because the introduction of Edith is so memorable. But apart from that, the rest of the episode's a bit meh.
Yeah.
What an even spread this has been so far. Perfect. Right, so we're on to That's Plenty for Courting. Okay, episode 5, Wadden. Now, Naveed's daughter is getting married. Now, both Jack and Victor haven't received an invitation, so they decide to do something about it. Meanwhile, it is thought that Willie McIntosh has died, and Winston plans to rummage through his house to find something that will ensure him of an invite.
I've got that painting. Sorry. I would like to kickstart proceedings by saying this is a smashing episode.
Smashing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this one is probably my favourite of season 1. It's just like the plot and the subplot are absolutely brilliant. You know, the from the recurring gag of like, you know, every time they get an invite, you know, they open it and it's just like the gold comes off the screen and hits their face. To the
Magic Nabbit.
the subplot of you know, as you said, Winston rummaging Willie McIntosh's house only for him to like find out that everybody stole his stuff. For me, you know, it's top tier. This is the Bollocks.
Yeah. Stevie, what are you thinking?
I was going to put it in smashing, but I got a feeling that I'm going to get outvoted here. But it's still agree.
Well, I was going to say Nenith Danger. I don't think it. I don't.
Oh no!
Again, I think I'm with the. I'm with the sort of the subplots better than the actual storyline. I think with the rummaging through Willie McIntosh's house. I think that's quite good, but I don't know. So we've got Stevie. You said smashing. Fraz, you've went with this is the Bollocks, and Goggsy, you've went with smashing as well.
I've went with smashing as well. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go and smashing then. That's fine.
It's also the first time we meet Chris the postman.
Oh, yeah, Chris. Yeah, actually, yeah. You know what? Actually, yeah. Just for that.
What is this? It's just a shit ton of milk at the door.
just when we're talking about that, actually, the bit where they go to the house is actually really funny. So yeah, smashing. That's fine. Happy with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. The last episode of the series we've got is Scones. Jack and Victor are irritated by Tam's success at entering winning competitions and embark on a futile attempt of their own, involving composing a slogan for a scone advert. Meanwhile, Winston is having financial problems after his benefits are stopped, and Isa's estranged husband Harry also returns after a 6-year absence.
Oh man, so they got a shovel there? Don't know, but this is top tier for me.
Yep.
See that amount of times I hear a scone and tea at 3:30 will make your day a little brighter. So take your cakes and fancy tarts and shove them up your shiter. Oh, brilliant.
It was even like at Christmas, I opened a Toblerone and then he goes, Toblerone, Swiss bliss.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to say, in the grand scheme, I think it is like a really iconic one in the series as a whole.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with it. This is the Bollocks. Goggsy, what are you thinking?
I'll go with this is the Bollocks. I mean, there's so much I can remember from that episode alone. So
the funny bit is when they're annoyed at Simon at the cinema. I think that's a funny bit. That's fine. That's if it will go for that. Okay, so we move on to Series 2 now. The original air dates were 6 months later, which was quite a short amount of time. So Episode 1 is Gearden. Now, the residents of Craig Lang are being terrorised by local Neds, but the pensioners have had enough and decide to make their own haven that they can escape to. Meanwhile, Jack and Victor check on old Ronnie, who has been recently committed to a sanatorium after being found dancing in George Square in his underwear.
I'm going to say, like, this is actually the first. I think it's the only episode I can think off the top of my head that the main plot doesn't actually involve Jack and Victor.
Yeah,
you know, it's more the subplot. You know, obviously they're like away visiting Ronnie, whereas obviously like it's Winston, Tam, and Big Arthur and Eric and all that. They're organising this big Gearden. But I think it's a really good episode. To be fair, the plot's quite funny.
Yeah, with this one, I quite enjoyed it. This is a bit with the iconic bit with Winston at the bus, where he tells the driver to stop. He then gives the next a piece of his mind, and then the bus drives away from him as well. And then obviously he gets back to the pub, tells everybody about it at the pub, and Bobby tells him to stick his finger up its arse.
Nash.
Yeah, for me, I would just go with smashing for this one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, what are you guys thinking?
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, I'll go with smashing as well.
Stevie?
Smashing. Definitely smashing.
Okay.
Smashing.
Smashing, man. Absolutely smashing.
I tell you, talk about like sort of iconic clips as well. That bit where Jack gets hit in the head by the ball in the park. That seems to get used quite a bit as well.
No, you know what's a really funny quote? It's like when like they smell dog shite in the park, and then Jack starts sniffing the sandwich. He goes, "That's what I done, Jack. Made a piece on shite. Cup of piss to wash it, didn't we?"
Yeah. So quite happy with smashing, yeah.
Yep.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so episode 2, Woman. Jack and Victor are concerned for their old friend Bert Finlay, who has been deeply depressed and grown unkempt ever since the death of his wife Annie. Winston is having his own troubles with a less than sympathetic home help, Mrs. Begg. So what are we thinking with this one?
This is the ballad of Mrs. Begg.
Obviously the iconic Mrs. Begg song, and also this is the pot of pish episode as well.
Right, tap tier. I'm tap tier, please.
Okay.
This is probably like one of the episodes where like the plot and the subplot actually tie in, because obviously like Mrs. Begg, she's helping Winston, and then like obviously you find out that she's doing the dirty with Bert.
Yeah. Aye.
So I don't know. I think I'm going to go middle of the road for this one.
Yeah, this is also the one where Winston goes to the bookies and where's my stick? Oh, here it is. And the guy goes, there, like, here's my stick, yeah, prick. I think that's funny as anything. So Fraz, you're going with mid-ground. Stevie, you said top tier.
I'm Bollocks. I love it. I think this is a bollocks, but I think I'm going to get outvoted. So,
Goggsy, what are you thinking?
I was going to go with Naineth Danger because I couldn't remember too much about it until someone mentioned the pot of piss.
Okay, I was going to say smashing. So what we'll do is we'll put it in Naineth Danger, but we'll put it at the top of Naineth Danger, above Flitting. So it's at the top Naineth Danger. See, that's what the two of you have voted for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're on to episode 3 now, which is Doctors. Jack and Victor are amazed at the dynamic vitality of their friend Stuart, who has found a zest of his life after being prescribed a new Yankee wonder drug to cure depression. They plan a strategy to obtain a supply for themselves, despite not needing medicine. Meanwhile, both Tam and Winston have the hots for the new librarian, Francis.
It's like, you know, like there's some like iconic parts in it. Like my favourite one, even though it is like a song that mostly associated with my team's rivals, but I love the bit when they do the slosh. It's a beautiful Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the slosh carries it to smashing for me.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. You know, if it never had that, or like the fact that they are on drugs and they're like, you know, like they're so like unpredictable.
Chris the Postie. Chris the Postie comes up. Hello, Chris. How are you this fine morning? Anything from Jack Jarvis Esquire this morning? Stevie, what do you think?
Smashing 100%, 110% smashing.
Okay,
slosh scene, brilliant. It's been memed so many times as well, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it definitely has. Okay, so we're on to episode 4 now, which is Brief. Now, Victor buys a second-hand car, hoping that it will give him the freedom he always wanted, but it ends up that he's the one being taken for a ride. Meanwhile, Winston tries his hardest to encourage Tam not to be tight-fisted.
I think this is, for me, Naineth Danger.
Okay.
I think this is one of the better ones in the season, to be fair. It's just the fact that, like, you know, you usually just associate Jack and Victor be like they're always in the pub and like they get the bus or whatever. But this one, they're actually like, you know, properly doing stuff. You know, like remember when they're getting their shopping and the car's like right up the front of the Asda?
Yeah.
or like they're at the petrol station paying for the petrol, and then they end up finding it's like X amount.
Oh, for sake! Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
It's just like your classic, you know, like when you were at school and it was like your first pal that learned how to drive.
Yeah.
And then, like, obviously, obviously they're older, but Victor's like the designated driver, and they all like bundle into the Skoda.
Yeah. Oh, the Skoda.
Not exactly a fanny magnet.
I don't know. I'm with That's Plenty on this. I don't think it's near one of the best episodes in the series.
I was going to go middle ground.
I like the auction part with the 395 and the Calibri lighter, but apart from that, so Goggsy, you said Nenith Danger. Stevie, you're Nenith Danger as well, are you?
Mm-hmm.
So Fraz, what were you
I think it's quite.
Yeah.
I was actually going to talk to you, but I'm happy to go mid ground. You know, I'll accept that I'm outvoted.
What we'll do is, I think That's Plenty. So we'll go with the sort of top Nenith Danger, seeing as Fraz, you think it's quite good. We'll go with that just now. Okay, so we're on to episode 5 now, which is Tap In. A moneylender appears on Craig Lang and soon finds customers. Isa thinks Jack and Victor have borrowed money when she notices that they have more than usual, when in fact they are merely spending some extra money that they have saved up. Meanwhile, Tam and Winston are enjoying a round of golf at their local golf course until they are interrupted by the Neds. Their attempts to resolve the situation only end in disaster. So,
This is class.
yeah, I think this has got to be up there. This has got to be up there. This one.
It's the bit, like, my favourite bit is the bit when they're like the shuttle's gubbed in the pub, and he's like, when it's up, it can't come down. When it's down, I can't get up. So you're a bit young for the old Viagra, Bobby.
Yeah, the bit where they go into the pub after finding out there's a money lender, and that's the whole thing knackered. Next week we'll owe you £3,000.
I tell you though, it's got my favourite bar, like, you know, the exchanges that Jack and Victor have with Bobby.
Yeah.
It's got my favourite one of that. I was like, oh, it's Lambert and Butler. Shut up, Bobby. You're the only fag in here.
I was back when you make gay jokes on TV.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna kick proceedings off and say it's smashing. High end of smashing.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I would say this is the Bollocks. Stevie, what are you thinking?
I'm pushing for this as the Bollocks with this one. I think it's bloody great. But I think we put it top for smashing just now with the possibility to move it up to this is the Bollocks.
Okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So we'll go with top of smashing just now.
Yeah.
And as I say, we'll rearrange things at the end. Okay. So episode 6, we've obviously got David Heyman here. That makes a guest appearance in this one.
This is top tier for me. Absolute top tier.
How so?
Because I fucking love this episode, man.
Okay.
It's just the fact that the war between David Heyman and Jack and Victor, I just found it absolutely hilarious. And the bit at the end when Naveed comes back and the shop ends up getting fucked up by David Heyman driving into it, just makes up for it.
That's a good one.
Right,
I'll read out the description. Jack and Victor are left in charge of Naveed's shop as Naveed has returned to India to attend his brother's funeral. Winston sees an opportunity to make some extra cash and decides to set up a takeaway food side business run from the back of Naveed's shop, whilst at the same time getting on the wrong side of Vince Gallagher, the poisoner of Clydeside, a snack vendor with whom Winston has a history with. So I'm with Goggsy on that. This should be sort of this is the Bollocks or even smashing. I don't know. Fraz?
I'm going to talk to you for this one. This one's like, overall in the grand scheme of things, this one's like in my top 5. I just think the plot's absolutely hysterical. The fact that like Naveed's like halfway across the world and Jack and Victor are like money making, like they're just making rolls.
Yeah,
like just brilliant. Yeah. And of course David Heyman was fantastic as a guest star in it. Very well played.
Yeah. Yeah, Stevie, you happy with that, or have you got a different opinion?
No, it's got to be This Is a Bollocks. Even I was looking at the photos. It's one of the episodes that I looked at and I didn't even need a description for.
Yeah,
you just see the photograph and you go, aye, that's smashing. But it's no smashing. It's the Bollocks.
Bollocks. Yeah, I think so. We all unanimous on this one then.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay,
I'm so glad this is top tier.
that's fine.
My favourite.
Can we push it? Can we push it higher than This Is a Bollocks as well? Or something like that?
Where are we putting it, there or there?
There for now.
There? Right.
I'd say above Calder.
Yeah, okay. So we've got 3 episodes left now. Episode 7, which is Shugleys. Jack and Victor celebrate their momentous 60th anniversary as best friends and decide to have a day out when they encounter a face from the past. This is one of my favourite ever episodes. I'm top tier with this. This is the Bollocks.
Is this the one where they go to the transport museum and that?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Frank McCallum.
Yeah, Frank.
Yeah, and they meet Frank McCallum and he tries to steal something at the house and shit.
Yeah. Would you like a slice of Viennetta?
I remember this. This could either, it's definitely the top 2 tiers for me.
Yeah.
I'll let you decide what one it goes in.
Yeah. Well, we'll have a vote anyway. Fraz, what are you thinking?
I think, like, at the end, when, like, obviously, Winston gets bummed out and not getting to go to going to their day out, but, at the end, and then, like, to friendship, who's stuck together through thick and thin. I really like, it really, like, epitomises what Still Game is all about, the fact that it's community and all that, and, like, obviously Jack and Victor are the core of the community.
Yeah.
And obviously they've been pals, like, 60 years, and I think this one's just brilliant, like, what they get up to in it. It's brilliant. So I'm going top tier.
Yeah, I think the best bit in this is obviously the bit with Norman the waiter, where they think they're going to get a free meal, and then Norrie
was serving us.
Goggsy, what do you think?
I can't remember too much from that episode. Like, I know the whole premise of it, but I can't remember everything that happens in it. So for that, I'm going to have to stick with Nenith Danger.
Okay.
I can't give too much of a call for it.
Okay. So what we'll do, we'll go with an NA for Goggsy there, seeing as you can't really remember.
Yeah.
So the 3 of us, we've all went for top tier, haven't we?
Right.
Yeah.
Crack on, boys.
So, I wouldn't. It's probably one of my favourite episodes, but we'll put it there just now. Would you put it above Scones?
I would.
Yeah,
but maybe not ahead of Cold.
Okay, so yeah, just in there.
Yeah,
that's fine. Okay, right. So episode 8, Bunton. Craig Lang is suspicious when Pete, the local alcoholic tramp, tells everyone he has secured a very important job at the council's new facility. Jack and Victor decide to follow him to find the truth of his rumours. Meanwhile, Naveed, Winston and Shug are on the hunt for a bin-raiding fox.
Smashing.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with Stevie here. Smashing for me.
Yeah.
Smashing, 100%.
I would go with Nenith Danger for this one.
Oh, no.
Nah, yeah, I would agree with you there, Ross.
I think that the funny bit is the no, it isn't. That's funny, but apart from that, like it's just a bit meh.
It's a real middle of the road. It's not a fantastic, iconic one, but obviously apart from that quote you just mentioned there, but it's not that bad that it doesn't deserve to be like talked about. So yeah, I'd go Nenith Danger for that one. Like,
So Stevie and Goggsy, you both said smashing.
I'm now starting to teeter towards Nenith Danger.
Okay.
No, I'm sticking in there. I would say it was smashing.
Right. What we could do? Will we put it at the top of Nenith Danger then?
I'd say second of Nenith Danger.
Yeah.
I'll concede it to second.
Right. Okay. We'll go with second then. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. And the last episode of Series 2 we've got is Doug. Jack is invited to visit his daughter Fiona, who lives in Canada. Asked to come along, Victor initially refuses, but in the end accompanies Jack on the holiday. Meanwhile, Winston ends up having to pretend to be Isa's pumpkin to see off her estranged husband, Harry. Now, I think this is one for me that goes right down to the bottom.
Oh.
I think this is turn that shite off, Jack. This is
like, it is like really bad. I couldn't even remember like any quotes from it. The only one I remember is when Victor's training the dog in the park, and then Jack goes, "Jack Jarvis, Canada bound," and then the dog does the backflip into the pond. Other than that, I think it's absolute horseshit, and it deserves to be at the bottom, in my opinion. Oh, turn that shit off.
So I turn that shit off.
A very, very poor episode.
Yeah, Goggsy, do you agree?
Hearing your arguments, I'm gonna go with that's plenty, because I thought quite highly of that episode because I like the fact that they left the country for an episode or two.
Yeah, I think the only good part of this episode was the fact it linked into the next series.
Yeah.
But that's not really that brilliant, to be honest with you. I don't think
it's not that relevant at all.
It's not really. It doesn't really sort of show how good the episode was.
It was one of the ones as well where obviously Jack and Victor's friendship is kind of strained.
Yeah,
because it looks like they're not talking to each other for a bit. Of course, that happens in real life as well. But yeah, I think it's a very poor episode. So I'm sticking with my guns here.
Yeah. So the three, unfortunately, Goggsy, you've been outvoted here. I think we have to put it into the bottom.
I'm happy to be outvoted because then we've got each category being represented here.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah. So is there any in there that we need to move around? Obviously, in terms of the orders of smashing, how are we going to do that? For me, I think having tapping at the top's fine. I think that's good. Having Family there is also good. I think Wadden needs to go below the Garden and
I'd put Doctors as number 3.
Okay.
And then Wadden is number 5 there, and then Garden is number 4.
Yeah. And we're open to the order of the top tier as well.
Yeah, I'm happy with the top tier.
I'm fine with the top tier.
Yeah. And then Naneth Danger. I think for me, Bunton needs to go down.
Okay.
Down to the below Naneth Danger. If not to That's Plenty, but it's your guys' call too.
Yeah, I'd put Bunton as the number 4 in the Naneth Danger category.
Right. Yeah, I'd say that as well, to be honest. I think Flitton just beats it, I would say. Good, okay. Well, there we have it then. That's our Still Game Series 1 and Series 2 episode tier list. Now, obviously, as I say, if this video goes quite well, we will make more of all the future series. But for now, I'd just like to thank Lawrence, Lowell and Bowen all for being on. I'll think of a new name for
you. Bother your flobber dobbin no vent.
Cheers, guys. See you soon.